On July 10th, 2025, Nassau County deputies sat down with a Winn-Dixie Meat Department employee named Barbara Havery. Loss prevention had already done the math. 3 months, dozens of transactions, one pattern. Here's how it worked. Meat products, bacon, hot dogs, sausage got a new barcode, one that didn't belong to them. Scan a package of Nathan's hot dogs as a half boneless pork loin, and the register doesn't know the difference. It just reads the price. $0. Multiply that across 3 months and the store's math lands on $923 in identified losses. In Florida, that number matters more than it sounds. Theft under $750 is a misdemeanor, the employers call. Cross that line, and it becomes grand theft, a felony, and felonies aren't optional.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you know where the other deputy went? Is there another deputy here?
If they're here, want to knock on the door right there.
This one? Okay.
So obviously you can discuss this. Okay. So what's kind of the stipulation behind that? What's going on with that?
What do you mean the stipulation?
So what's the reasoning behind?
Oh, because the items was going out. I figured I could at least get something of it.
And this wasn't brought to anybody's attention. I mean, you weren't bringing it up to management. You weren't bringing it up to anybody else. Okay. So you guys were basically weighing up the items that were not the correct items.
He put that on the scale that I'd seen somehow. He put it on the scale and then a ticket would print out.
Okay. So, and then is this the very first date on that 6/18?
No, that's the last one actually. The very first one's gonna be back in March. I have.
So I'm looking at a couple items, and it's stuff such as back in March. Okay, we're looking on the 28th of March. All right. We have items such as Nathan hot dogs. Okay, their actual retail is $14.99. All right, and it's being seen that there is a barcode on it. All right, it was scanned, and the price paid is $0.
Huh? How?
I'm just giving you all the information. Okay, I have it. You can see exactly what we're looking at.
I can't see it, but
So the item labeled was a half boneless pork loin. The price listed on it is $0, and the actual item is Nathan hot dogs. So we're scanning an item that's coming up as a half boneless pork loin for $0, and the actual item is a Nathan's hot dog package.
it had to have a scan on it because I would never have anything that was.
Yep. It did have a label, and it took it down to $0. It took it down to $0.
So basically, stating that you're putting the barcodes on it. All right, these are not standard barcodes that are listed on the packaging, not the manufacturer barcodes. Okay, these are barcodes that are being placed on it, and we can see. All right,
Yeah.
I know what the Winn-Dixie barcode is the big white piece of paper. Okay, unlike Publix and stuff like that, it's just a regular a manufacturer barcode. Okay, so this package right here is coming up. You're scanning it, and it's coming up as $0.
I don't know why.
Which the listed price, the price is listed on the barcode. Okay, everybody looks at the barcode, right? Because it'll tell you the pounds, it'll tell you how much it is, it'll tell you everything behind it. Okay, so where are you getting this free? Who's giving you authorization?
It's not free. It wasn't free. Somehow they all rung up with there was a price tag on everything I got was a price tag. I mean, I didn't look at it, but I see them print price tag, and it had to have something on it because I paid for it for whatever it was every time.
And I do have every transaction receipt. I know that's in my typing, but every single one is on this video. I have a USB drive of the actual receipt.
So, and then in total, what's the total loss over from March 28th to would be last day would be June 18th.
$923.
$923 worth of merchandise.
So do they want me to pay that?
Well, we're hoping. It's just a process that we go through to do that for restitution. Yep.
So, and obviously, this is something that we have to look into because obviously, like you said, you haven't gotten management approval for this. I mean, this is something that you and another employee are doing. Okay. And that's not the actual price of the product, and then you're doing it intentionally, you're stealing from your employer. Okay, that's the biggest thing. All right, and the issue that we come across is that you reach that threshold of $750, that's felony, automatically felony.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so that's where we start having a little bit of issue. When it becomes misdemeanor, that's one thing we talk to employers. Employers decide, okay, we want to pursue charges. We don't. When it becomes felony, there is no choice. There is no choice whatsoever. Okay, so obviously we're looking at all these, and it's the same exact thing for every single one. Is it all meat products? That's the only thing?
She works in the meat department, so we bacon,
Okay.
hot dogs.
Okay.
You know,
So it's your own department that we're looking at.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, and it's everything that we're looking at. And I know that, you know, when stuff starts going out of stock or the expiration date and stuff like that,
The seal was
you know,
broken.
the sales do drop. They do. Okay. But not $30.
I'm done.
Okay. We're not looking at $30. You know, we have an additional one for $21 marked down. All right. So, you know, there's a lot of things in here that, you know the prices don't go down that much because an actual, you know, customer and stuff like that, we would not get that. Okay. If I came in the store and something was going out of date tomorrow, I'm not getting 99% off on these products. Okay. So, and that's a totally different thing if it's between you and your managers approve it, that's one thing. But if you're intentionally putting these barcodes on it, knowing that you're saving $40-something here and you're only paying $3 instead of $43, there's a little bit of an issue there.
What was that?
Smithfield bacon, 4 packages. Paid 4 packages, you paid $3.24 rather than the retail price of $43.96.
How would it be $43?
For 4 packs of bacon?
Oh, 4 packs.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, you know, and we keep going on. Ballpark, hot dogs, you paid 92 cents, originally $12. Okay, then we go into 2 packages of sausages, originally almost $11, you paid $1.46.
Some of those sausages was marked down. Whoops. Some of them there was a time that one of those, they're like a couple of packs like this, every pack was marked down back there. I bought 4 or 5 of them. They're like a red hot dogs. Those were on sale already, that they marked them out because they didn't have no room for them or a label for them. And they got put out in the thing, and I purchased those myself.
Okay.
That didn't have to do with them. That's the only time, I know that's the only time I got a big old thing of any kind of sausages when I bought the separate packs. They were all marked down $1.92 or $2 something, I don't remember exactly, but those were originally marked down, those sausages. I haven't never gotten those sausages marked down
I got you. Well, we do have
that I
quite a
can
bit.
remember.
We do have quite a bit of items in here too that you're putting in the wrong barcodes on them. All right, so you're
I
putting
didn't
in
put no wrong
frozen
barcodes.
turkey breast when in reality we're buying deli meat. All right, and then frozen turkey breast and you're buying tilapia. Okay, and then it goes on and on. There's multiple items on here that, you know, item listed as a Boston butt, you're buying tilapia. Boston butt, you're buying Smithfield bacon. Because you can put in a weight, you can put a weight amount on it, and you can put your actual dollar amount on it, rather than paying the actual, you know, retail price on these items.
Okay.
Okay. So, I'm going to talk to Mr. John and...
Hey, let me talk just for a second, okay? Because we got options right there, okay? But if you're going to sit here and you're going to tell us that, you know, Smithfield bacon,
No, only
marked
thing I
down
was
like
telling you, there's a
$40.
thing of sausages like that. I understand
Okay.
what
okay?
was here.
So when you say you understand that that doesn't look good. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because like I said, we got options at this point in time. But you're going to sit here and tell us that common sense overruled.
No. I wasn't saying that. The only thing I was talking about is where there was multiple sausages for $1 something.
Okay, and we'll talk
Those
about
were
we'll talk about that in a minute.
the right price.
Yeah, but when you know we're all adults here. Okay.
Yes, sir. I've never did this. Never done anything. I don't never get in trouble or
Okay.
do
but-
anything, and I didn't realize. I
But it
just
was-
because
so-
I know stuff normally gets marked down, maybe not that low.
Mhm.
You know.
Okay, but we understand what's going on here, all right? And like I said, we got options, but if you're gonna sit here and tell me to my face that I don't see what I see,
No, sir, that ain't what I was saying.
okay, we make mistakes, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hang on, 11.
And you never done something like this before, but you know, it's just tough right now, right? Times are tough. You did what you needed to do, correct? Okay. All right. Well, what we got to figure out is where we go from here. A lot of times in life we make mistakes. And in this case, you made a mistake, correct? All right. Yeah.
Alright. Mr. John, we'll step out here and we'll talk and we'll see. You said you do have all video footage and everything like that? Okay. Alright, just hang tight in here. Alright, and we'll be right back with you. On these videos, I mean, what are they kind of showing in reference to, like the actual barcodes? Like, is it the manager that's doing it? Is it her sometimes?
We don't have video of the actual items being marked down.
Okay.
We just have what they're saying and then what we're seeing on the video through the transactions.
Okay.
So we did go through this a couple weeks ago with another associate. She said the same thing, that Andy, the market manager, is given approval for this. But Andy's never gotten approval from the store manager, so he's doing it on his own, kind of taking the other associates under their wing. So I had this is one of my last internal interview. And he says, I understand does not tolerate marking down of product, meat and seafood, or lower prices of fresh product on the sales floor, change labels for any reason. So he's saying he's not doing it.
Okay. And then what was her statement in reference?
Yeah. After coming to the meat department, I seen our meats going bad color-wise, so I asked Andy if we get anything marked down, because it's old, change colors to be able to purchase it in a markdown. Purchase it, and he marked it down. So she is saying that in her statement as well.
Okay.
She has an explanation ready. The items were going out of date anyway. The deputy has a printout that says otherwise, a barcode swap, batch after batch going back to March. And here's her first mistake. She says she's never done anything like this before. The transaction history says March 28th. Every explanation gets a follow-up question. Every follow-up question gets a smaller answer. She names a name. The meat department manager, she says, approved all of it. That manager already gave his statement. He says he approved nothing. It's the same denial he gave once before in a separate case months earlier involving another employee. And there's a second irony waiting in the wings. That same manager is under his own investigation for walking out of the store with merchandise. No barcode required.
Same thing the other associate said too.
Okay. And I know, so with the last one, I mean, what was kind of the end goal of that one?
We were just aiming for restitution. You know, it was only $400, the other one. But Andy is not only marking down his own product like them, but he's also just walking out with merchandise, just straight theft.
Okay.
So I plan on doing him next Wednesday.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, obviously we'll have to discuss, because like I said, I mean, you know, we'll have to see if we can speak to her a little bit more, because like I said, I mean, we have to kind of hit that threshold of like she's, you know, willfully doing this, you know, and knowing, you know, and, you know, we're kind of getting, you know, a little bit conflicting right now, because we have, you know, meat manager stating like, yo, no, I don't approve of that, I don't approve of that. She's saying like, he's literally marking this stuff down for me, and she's not thinking that she's doing this in the wrong. I understand, like, me personally, like, if I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, like, me being an employee, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, I'm paying, instead of paying for 3 pounds of meat, I'm not, $25, I'm paying 98 cents. Right. Be a little red flag for me. But for, you know, state-wise and the actual, you know, state attorney's office, they're going to look at this and be like, well, how do we know that she was willfully doing this? Like, how do we know that she's, you know, so, you know, we'll kind of discuss that, you know, we'll see. This is my sergeant here, so we'll see if we can, what we can work out. If we, you know, it'll obviously be documented either way, you know, in reference to if, you know, we need to write up a report for it, at least document it for you guys, that if you guys need to take it to the courthouse, do a civil lawsuit, do whatever for restitution. Cool. And obviously, if that means end of employment. All right, and
so
then,
today will definitely be end of employment, but I'm willing to go any way. Our end goal is restitution. So
I got you. Our sergeant is talking to, management. They're obviously going to come in and do your separation. So what I would do is just have your apron off and everything that belongs to them, okay? And make sure you get all that. All right, and then they'll obviously have to do your, termination, okay? They're not wanting to trespass you from the store, okay? So you are still allowed to come back to this store. That is, again, up to you, okay? We're not going to tell you, you can only come to this one, Dixie. They don't want to pursue criminal charges, like I said. They have no whatsoever, they have no intentions of doing that. They just don't have a choice because it's out of their hands at this point, okay? So, okay. They don't have a choice, all right? Because the state of Florida tells us if something's misdemeanor, they have that choice. If something is felony, law enforcement takes over at that point, and we don't have that choice. So, like I said, we've already explained to them very in-depth that program, okay? So they're very well aware of that, and
So
it seems
what
like
is the
that's
program. What are you talking about? Do I got to go to court and then they
correct.
do whatever?
So what you'll do, okay? Obviously, today you'll be going with us. All right, we get to the jail, they book you in. Okay. After your booking, you have first appearance in the morning. First appearance is in front of a judge. They look at the case, they see the case and everything, and they speak with you on that. All right. They give you a bond at that point, and they tell you, hey, this is what's going to happen. When Dixie comes, okay, and if they go up to the courthouse and they're like, hey, we were explained by Nassau County that we can do this program, the PTMI. All right, PTMI, like I was explaining to you earlier, is where they go up and they say, we don't want to pursue criminal charges. Although it is felony, we do not wish to pursue criminal charges. We just want restitution for this, paying back. Okay. Which it'll be on this dollar amount. So when they request that, then the judge says, okay, cool. They have to sign some document stating that's what they want. They want this dollar amount back. That was a store loss. All right. And then the judge comes up to you and says, hey, are you willing to take this? Are you willing to take this basically plea deal rather than having criminal charges on you? You accept this, stating you're going to pay back this amount of money, and they'll set a date and time and everything like that, stating that you have to pay it back before this time.
So what jail am I going to?
Nassau County.
Where's that at?
In Yulee. It's the only jail we have in Nassau. So, like I said, that's, and then if you agree to that.
Can I call Will to come up and get my truck?
Who's that? You said Will? Yeah, we can get in contact. All right. Right now we can't make any phone calls, okay? Because like I said,
What am I
technically
to make a phone call and tell them to come get the truck? I got the only key.
Yeah. So we'll speak to management and everything like that, okay? And then if you need to, you can leave keys here, leave keys in the vehicle, whatever you need to do, okay? That you can notify him and then let him know, hey, the vehicle is going to be here. Management's going to be well aware that the vehicle is going to be here, okay? So they'll definitely take care of that. They're not going to sit there and tow it and everything like that. So we'll make sure that they're aware of that and they'll do everything, okay?
So I got to stay overnight in jail.
Yep, you will have to stay overnight, and like I said, you'll see the judge right in the morning. And then when you see the judge in the morning, then that's when they'll speak on behalf of what needs to be done. Okay.
Am I allowed to get my purse out of the truck?
You got a deeder yet?
No. Do you have any other belongings or anything, or is everything in the truck? Your ID, all that.
I got a bag in my locker.
Okay.
It's got my stuff I can
Well,
put in
I'll
my
get
truck.
management. We'll have to walk back there. We'll have to get all that stuff too. Okay. So, all right. So you guys want to do the
Separation?
And then what we have to do. I know she said she's got a locker with belongings in it.
Okay.
So we'll walk back there with you guys present, so we can make sure that she's grabbing only her belongings, nothing else.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
And then, like I said, she'll be going up today. We're not, like I said, we're not going to cuff her or anything until we get out there.
Okay.
So we'll get that situated.
Great.
I'll just need your ID.
Yeah.
All right. And then, because you and me are really the ones that have been speaking,
Yeah.
if y'all want to notify her, we'll walk back, get her belongings, and then we'll get your ID and we'll get out of here.
And then she does have some belongings in the locker back there. So if you don't mind walking back there with us.
We are terminating your employment with Winn-Dixie as of today. Okay, that understood? Any questions? No?
You want to head back and grab some stuff back there? Some belongings? We can all walk back there.
You don't need it?
All right. So if you want to take your apron off, anything that belongs to them.
In my pocket and put it in my thing and then leave it.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll go
'Cause
back to the
everything
locker
won't
room.
fit in my hand.
We'll get that situated. Is that okay if she leaves the vehicle here until somebody picks it up? Okay.
Absolutely.
You said you got another one next Wednesday?
Yeah, that
Okay.
big guy. He's the manager where these two associates that were doing it just said he was giving them permission. So,
Yeah.
but then he writes a statement saying I never gave permission, and he's doing it himself. Just
Maybe
speaks
just-
to his character. you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're going to do it with other people and you guys get caught, at least
Right.
own up to it, you know what I mean? Then you make her look crazy, you know?
Exactly. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, these two associates were just doing the markdowns, but the manager, Andy, for next week, he's actually walking out with merchandise.
Yeah, that's going to be different. Yeah, that's going to be treated a little bit differently, I would imagine. But, all right,
I
well,
mean, restitution just all really we want. Appreciate it.
perfect. Well, hey, sir,
Thank you.
I'll see you next Wednesday, all right?
This has got a needle in it, and I probably won't be able to take that. I got to test my sugar.
Yeah, they'll be able to test everything.
Anything medical, you got to leave. Yeah.
All right.
They have a
Nassau.
full-time nurse. Yep, you get a phone call, so they'll be able to
Am
access
I able to
contacts
take
and
my
everything.
phone with me?
Yep.
Ah, damn. I got to leave the keys, so I might have forgot that.
And nothing else on you? Any pockets or anything that you have possibly? Okay. And nothing. We always ask nothing that's qualified as contraband on
He
you.
said you can keep it.
Nothing that's qualified as contraband on you that would be qualified when we get into the jail.
What are you talking about?
Any contraband, illegal narcotics or anything.
Weapons.
We're always required to
anything.
ask. Okay, because if you enter it in the jail, then it's another felony. Okay, and we try to avoid that.
What are you talking about? Anything on me or something? I don't take drugs.
I understand.
It's-
We're required to ask.
We just have to ask.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're required to ask because we have to notify you that if there's any illegal narcotics, that is an additional felony if we go into the jail.
Let's do it in my wallet. Because I got my driver's license in this, and just take these two things.
Sounds good. Alright, just go ahead and take a seat for me, alright? Now we're gonna buckle you in. So it won't turn on.
The apron comes off. The employment ends before the sentence does. She asks about her insulin needle, about her phone, about her truck in the parking lot. The paperwork doesn't pause for any of it. Then the handcuffs. Barbara Havery was charged with grand theft, the felony version, theft of property valued at $750 or more. In Florida, that carries up to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $5,000. But there's a way out of that number too. Florida's Pretrial Intervention Program lets a first-time, nonviolent offender trade prosecution for restitution pay the loss back, and the felony may never make it to a formal charge. As of this footage, that outcome is still pending. The deputies get a B+. They let the receipts do the talking instead of the accusations, and they knew exactly which statute number turned this from a write-up into an arrest. Barbara gets a D. Denying a 3-month pattern in front of the pattern doesn't help. Neither does borrowing someone else's authorization without confirming it in writing. The real lesson here isn't about barcodes, it's about paperwork. Every markdown, the manager said it was fine, needs a name attached to it in writing. Before the transaction, not after the deputy shows up. If you want more bodycam cases where the paperwork does the arresting, hit subscribe and tell us in the comments. Does 5 years fit a $923 markdown scheme? We'll see you in the next one.